Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and yes, it is Chronotopia's second skin. But by now it's probably no surprise. Dude, this is a lengthy game. It definitely is among the lengthiest we played this year, that's for sure. Anyway, let's see where this is all going. The princess brutally regained consciousness on her bed, her breath taken away. Not surprising, I guess. This time her coming to the world was received by a strange sensation of wave, an unspeakable pain that spread through her whole body. She could neither move or talk for several minutes. Forced to swallow her memories once more to assimilate them for good, she remembered the stake the day that burned her away. The sight of the glowing embers rising in the sky looked ironically quite poetic to her. What? A gaunt smile appeared on her lips.
Why is death so beautiful when you contemplate it from up close?
That's some weird stuff she just said. She promptly pulled herself together.
I'm still alive, but I promised myself that I would not summon my godmother. I'd let myself die in the fire while my back here at the starting point.
This discovery hit her like a sledgehammer. Destroyed, crushed on sight, her short-lived smile turned into a terrified expression. Plot twist. You asked for a loop so many times that now it just happens. Well, that would be quite nuts, right? At first you are like asking over and over and over to repeat because you are meeting at that end basically. And at some point you were like just, I want to give up. I will not ask anymore. But the loop is, you know what, I don't care anymore. You asked, you are getting what you deserve. And you can't continue looping over and over and over until forever. Anyway, the fatigue that had slayed her in the previous timeline was resurfacing, increasing in intensity and in confidence. She thought that she was lacking oxygen and started to weakly, painstakingly stand up. Flames had engulfed the whole room. The air had become putrid. Her head was spinning and she was boiling. The torment was chasing her and she had to escape. Staggering with haggard eyes, the young Moor then attempted to head towards the door to reach the outside. At least she's not going for the window. Her attendant noticed her state and immediately rushed over to help.
Is something wrong, princess? You seem unwell all of a sudden.
She hardly replied, difficult as it was for her to get out of her memories. Meaning well, Nahima put a comforting hand on her shoulder. Obviously I do not know if after what happened it would be hard for her to answer. Perhaps, I guess. I feel like after the death from Seraphine hands, deserved for. If you know how it happened, by the way, then great. Because I'm not gonna be spoiling here right now, but after how it was delivered over there, I would kind of assume she would really have difficulty to speak overall. Anyhow.
Do you want me to?
The princess jumped backward once, as if this brief contact with reality had had the effect of an acid bath.
Do not touch me!
She had instinctively shouted. Rising this, she looked away, ashamed. The lady in waiting was so stunned that she did not know what to do or what to say. Kionna insisted with a calm but pitiful voice.
Do not touch me, please.
And then, as her will was leaving her, she became unable to speak louder than in a whisper.
Please go back to sleep. Leave me, I need to be alone.
She unceremoniously abandoned Nahima there, without so much as a last glance, too preoccupied by her own pain. You might be showing her own pain and so on, but she's always doing that. First, she like kicks everyone from around away, sort of thing. You know, how she was locking herself up in the room and so on, but in one of the loops. Later, she will be complaining how nobody helps her, but even though everyone tries to solve her problems. And then she fails. Anywho. The darkness was eating away at her heart, sucking her last strength. As supple as brambles, it was covering her limbs, pulling her down through the floor. The moon's shadow was growing at her feet and shrouding her whole. The princess let herself wander in the ghostly corridors aimlessly.
Devour me if you wish.
Right. Left alone on the doorstep, Nahima watched her silhouette walk away with clenched fists. It would be so cool as well if the loop was like,
hey, wouldn't it be cool if I let Nahima know everything?
Anyway. Poor Nahima. She's literally the last person that deserved to be screamed at over there. The first person is of course the princess, wannabe princess over here. It is in this unstable and ominous state that Kionna reached the palace's gardens where her godmother was already waiting for her.
Ooh. I did expect this new failure would devastate you, but I did not foresee it would be to this extent. My dear, why am I still alive? Technically, your current body is not the one which was burned to ashes in the inferno Genesi had prepared for you, but you already know this. No, this is not what I meant. Medea, I do not remember evoking you. What happened? Oh, do you mean that you did not want to be saved? Not this time. I was ready to bring an end to all of this. So why? I beg of you, you're the only one holding the answer. Well, this is embarrassing. You see, I did hear your voice calling me. So I complied and hear you again. You filthy liar. You are saying that you didn't? Oh, no. How is this possible? I don't remember anything. Besides, was I not half conscious?
I mean, you also did not remember how just one loop was going when you tried to repeat it, so, like, you know.
Fortunately or unfortunately, any request that is clearly expressed orally or in thought counts.
That's nuts. Imagine the 3 wishes genie was like that, and he would actually also be capable of reading your thoughts, and would be like, oh, you thought that, bam, 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 you were out of wishes. Anyway.
That is precisely what allowed me to save you when you were drowning or when Lady Seraphine had cut your tongue.
Thanks for spoiling that. I totally avoided that earlier.
Hence why I could not see any difference compared to previous instances. Apologies, my child. I didn't mean that. Even though I let myself die, I still unconsciously called for help. Correct. I would have never allowed myself to bring you back otherwise.
The young Moor fell to her knees in front of her godmother and burst into tears.
Why? I was betrayed by my own mind, betrayed by myself. The desire was too strong. He overstepped my reason's consent.
I imagine that would be the case in 99% of people. Maybe even more than that. 99.9% of people. Yeah, I imagine it would be the case. Like, people might be like saying, yes, I'm ready. It's time to die. But in the end, you know, the consciousness would still strike. No, I actually don't. Anyway, with sympathetic eyes, the fairy leaned towards her protégée and gently invited her to sit down on the fountain's edge alongside her.
I must say that this is the first time I deal with this phenomenon. It catches me off guard.
I mean, I think it's also the first time you deal with the fact that someone loops, right?
It is not your fault, godmother.
Of course it's not her fault.
You could not tell the difference after all. To you it was just another fault. We both know this is not the real issue. Ah, yes, yes. And what is the real issue according to you? I ceaselessly turn back time in hope of saving my skin and returning to normal life.
Okay, that's bullshit.
And all my attempts have resulted in a resounding failure.
Okay, stop lying. Da. You are saying returning to normal life. What you are doing is still trying to freaking get someone of a prince/king level to marry you. That's not normal life.
I've been buried alive.
Kinda your fault, I guess.
Drowned.
That's on you.
Crucified.
You should have shut up.
Mutilated to death.
I think this is about the barrel, right? I mean, you did go absolutely bonkers over there, like madness incarnate, kind of.
Impaled. Burned alive. Is that not the proof that you were right? We must know that it is impossible to change my destiny.
I mean, if you haven't done stupid choices.
The marriage with my father was but a catalyst, and even if I were to accept it fully, I still would not be safe.
Keep the donkey alive, goddammit. That's where your stupid decision started. I still wonder, why is she coming back in time to after the donkey is eliminated? Like, it gets on my nerves too. Keep the donkey alive for freak's sake. Donkey has done nothing wrong. In fact, the donkey is the reason that the country of yours is still existing, but... yeah, anyway.
Now it is my fate to die young, blinded by my recklessness. I inadvertently rebelled against God's will and he punished me.
Okay, that's just plain stupid what you just said. And Penda is like,
but God doesn't exist.
now thinking about it, if fairies exist in the world, do you think they have some sort of connection with gods and so on, if they exist in this world as well? Supposedly. Just like they supposedly exist here.
I know I was indeed the one who suggested this possibility, but it is important to properly evaluate each factor that led to this situation before jumping to a conclusion. And what other cause could there be? Your stupid decisions. Have you ever heard of the butterfly effect?
Hell yeah.
It is said the butterfly flapping its wings could create a storm on the other side of the world. I not see the connection. Well, you have sometimes tried to start the same timeline in you, have you not? For instance, you directly went to knock on the door to Prince Grisel's castle and to deliberately shut yourself in Clermont's domain once more. That is correct. I believe that by using my knowledge,
Which was not much.
I could avoid the inevitable before it happens. However, and that is what I already explained, one tiny detail diverging from the timeline to another would be enough for the result to turn out radically different. I remember it all too well.
You didn't... when you changed it... Again, what she's done was not a little change. She literally jumped to his bed on the first day. Flat!
One could consider that your mere presence in the various timelines is itself the disruptive factor, and that is what triggers unpredictable chain reactions. Does that amount to the same thing? You're confirming that I'm an anomaly and that I must disappear to restore the balance I disturbed in the first place.
Yeah. The fairy instinctively raised her voice. Oh. Okay, I might be incorrect, but this might be the first time when we get to have a look at Medea's, like, full body, sort of. We have not seen her legs before, I believe, basically. Like, I don't remember seeing that little cut in the dress here. And underneath being, like, another layer, sort of thing. And then the, let's say, legends. And I guess the parts of trees are kind of on her entire body somewhere, huh? Dude, Medea best girl.
This is not what I meant. There might still be an unexplored possibility, a place where you must be. Someone may be waiting for you somewhere. I'll appreciate that you are trying to make me feel better, godmother, but I'm coldly realistic.
No, you're not. You dumbass. You are only trying to find the prince, king, or whatever. That's not realistic in the first place, by the way. Especially since you abandoned your kingdom, which automatically thus makes you not a princess. Yeah. Anyway.
Let us suppose that you are right. How could I only find my place among billions of possibilities?
Repeat over and over and over and over.
My chances of coming across the right combination of factors are virtually infinitesimal. How many more deaths may I endure, and for what result?
Then maybe stop, like, making stupid decisions. I repeat this over and over again.
I cannot deny that the situation looks like a losing battle in that regard. But this is not a matter of inflicting new time travels on you. I know all too well the dire effect they have on your psyche.
What do you mean?
I'm already noting with great affection that it was severely damaged by your last attempt. Human beings are not made to escape death after all. Besides, I'm growing weary. I already see too much. It is not good for me to keep abusing your powers. Going back in time would only further denature what little meaning is left to my existence.
Agree. There is little.
Are you that desperate? I am. Each new hope is the sweetest, the most deceitful potion. Poison. I throw myself to it with all my might.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. You're too rash with decisions, goddammit.
I try to believe too much in a bit for future, and that weakness is exactly what destroys me in return. Had I not been so naive, had I been capable of protecting myself, I would not have had to suffer so much.
You think she'd stop being naive after, like, first maybe 2 tries, right? But no, she's still like that. Can I just say that the last try was the worst, basically? I mean, she literally freaking accepted someone's proposal after knowing someone for 2 days! Someone who was asking to marry you after 2 days. Clearly not right in the head. Come on.
It is an illusion to believe that completely cutting yourself off from the rest of the world is enough to wipe away this kind of pain. Take my word for the child, I know a thing or two about this subject. Even if creating yourself a shell is a viable solution in the short term, it will only alienate you further in the long term.
Okay. Wait, how do you know that? I need Medea's story. I don't care about Kionna. Give me Medea's story now. Chronotopia, Medea's past. Let's go with that.
There is no long term. There is no long term for me here on Earth. Oh, you baka. You stupid.
The magical creature brushed Kionna's cheek with a troubled look. Seeing her so demoralized was visibly breaking her heart. Meanwhile, I'm here like... If you haven't made stupid decisions...
You were right on yet another issue, Medea. I was stupid.
Yeah?
To try to comply with expectations that did not suit me. As a princess, I was born to follow in the footsteps of the Easter's dynasty. I was focused on getting married to a prince in order to give birth to heirs.
Wait, you actually realized that? That's a surprise.
And in a way, one could consider that is indeed their life to play the community and nothing else. I still wanted to rule because it would have been the loveliest tribute possible to my late mother, and a noble way to use the remainder of my life.
You are not fit to rule! For heaven's sake.
It would have been wonderful to make my subjects happy, to have my name go down in history even in small print.
As the worst ruler? Possibly. Top 10 worst rulers. Kionna.
But this is no longer what you desire. Through contact with all those men, I eventually came to understand that I did not care if I fancied giving meaning to my time on Earth. My wish was superfluous, a detail, a parenthesis. Nobody was ready to grant it. And think about it, I realized that was what mattered the most to me. Even if I die in childbirth, I would still like to have a goal in my life, an occupation. I would like to feel useful and respected.
What?
And it is only a company of little people that I was truly able to experience this feeling.
Wow. Offensive much?
I thought you were actually very dissatisfied. I genuinely thought I was, but all those time travels opened my eyes. One only ever desires what one cannot obtain. When I was in the countryside with Flora in a castle under Berthi's orders, I was living a peaceful life, too peaceful. Everything was too simple to my liking. I had delusions of grandeur. I wanted glory and power, without realizing that there would be a price to pay.
Interesting.
That price is that could actually never become the queen of my own destiny. By marrying a wealthy, influential prince, I could at the very best become the sidekick, the courtesan, the surrogate mother, the potted plant. Nobody was willing to respect my boundaries or give me autonomy.
I mean... there is a reason for that. You are not fit for that!
I would have needed to scheme and conspire to eliminate them. At the risk...
which you freaking failed every time.
At the risk of being exposed and executed.
Which you succeeded every time.
Yeah, the man in your life sentenced you to death, even though you meant no harm.
What do you mean no harm? Okay, Medea, what are you talking about now? Have you not heard the plotting behind someone's back? Not to mention she wanted to eliminate Seraphine. Okay. No harm, I ask.
At least, if we exclude the timeline in which you tried to murder Lady Seraphine.
Why do I not read until the end? I'm sorry, Medea, I take my words back. I did not mean any of that.
Precisely. If the slightest misdemeanor is enough to provoke my death, I would have to become heartless and hypocritical to conspire. I mean, you are kinda dead. Conspire all the while perfectly disguising my intentions.
Which you are not good at.
I would have to give the appearance of submission and obedience, and I'm utterly unable to do so. I cannot wear a mask at all the times, and for what result? No, godmother, this is the proof that I will never manage to be happy. This world is not made for people like me.
I can't listen to her.
I can hardly claim that the difference of treatment between men and women is incredibly fair. I wholeheartedly support the desire for independence and freedom. Can I not help you in some way? If my powers, I can make you a queen.
Don't. Just don't. Don't. Then again, I still don't understand how of all the options she never thought, hey, how about I kill my own father? I mean, he's sick in the head, given that he wants to marry her, his daughter, blood by blood, his own daughter. Just eliminate the guy. And see where this goes then. I feel like hardly anyone normal would have a problem with that. I would say everyone working under the king already thinks he's sick in the head. As they were not, if I remember correctly, they were not the supporters of whatever he's decided. It was just the crazy druid that he got to the castle. Anyway.
The offering's empty, but I know that disappointment's lying in wait.
Yeah, you would be a disappointment of a queen, that's for sure.
Why so, my child? My mother was very lucky to be able to rule for as long as she did, relying on loyal counselors and an understanding partner.
And a freaking donkey! That's right, don't forget about the donkey, who is capable of creating gold, which is the reason why this kingdom still stands. Okay? So, she was not that great as well. Come on.
I would really love for the same thing to happen to me, really. But let us be realistic, there are too many risk factors in the equation.
You would not be a good queen. I mean, I don't even need to see the end result. I just know it.
What tells me that I'm not going to end up with incompetent counselors that are going to...
Really? That's what your first thing? You are not looking at yourself, but someone else? God damn it. Wow. That's ridiculous.
Incompetent counselors that are going to lead to the kingdom's demise. Or that my husband is going to scheme to ascend the throne in my place.
Or that you will be shitty queen? No? You have not thought of that? Really? Okay, that's just filthy. She still sees herself as the, like,
amazing person.
capable of anything, even though she fails at everything. Like, what? Ridiculous.
I'm not brave enough to make that wish. If all my hopes were to be shattered once again, I would not be able to endure it.
What about becoming a farmer servant again in the castle, in that case? You were saying, Carl, that you missed that simple life, and once you'll be relieved of your title. I wouldn't say it was an easy life, but whatever. All those arbitrary allegations will stop weighing heavily on you. Is that not the best way to lead your life as you see fit?
Even if I had what I become, I remain a princess. It is part of me. It is my identity. Can I dispose of a part of myself?
Easily.
Only if it is a nuisance. Do you genuinely think so? Look, I'm in no position to tell you otherwise. I remind you that I have forsaken my humanity to become a fairy. Even if I do not remember anything, I have very good reasons to consider it was a wise choice. After all, if I was ready to sacrifice everything I had, I must not have been a very happy person. I'm sorry that I did not want to bring back unpleasant thoughts. Do not worry about me. I know you did. As I said, I have no recollection of my past life. All I have left is some messy feelings. And that's what I feel is enough to guide me.
They are going to load her eyes inside.
I'm envious of your fearlessness, Medea. You freed yourself of everything that could bind you. Bind you.
Even in a tremendous feat of hubris, I would not describe my action as brave. You could even consider that it is an endless evasion, and you would not be wrong.
There is no shame in running away, is there? When the pain crushes everything, any palliative works.
but facing it head on is more interesting. Or maybe not. Kionna's Kionna's despondency was making talking her difficult, but it did not dissuade the fairy from trying. She skillfully made an attempt at changing the subject.
That is all well and good, my child, but this does not tell us what your next step will be. Are you going to return to Genesis Castle? No, I refuse to do so. I'll not put up with this boor a second time. There's nothing for me there. Not even a friends?
I guess there is only the traveling merchant.
It is unfair that George or Nahum have to pay for my mistakes, but I unfortunately have no other choice than raising everything. What is next step then? Do not tell me.
The princess looked up, her eyes twisted in misery.
You know what I'm going to do, say, godmother. Do not tiptoe around the issue. It is not like you. It is just that, as a fairy, my duty is to serve and protect. It goes against everything I had imagined. I do not want to go back in time. I do not want to start again. Falling to my father's clutches does not sit well with me either, so there is only one way out, Medea. I'd rather die with dignity than continue this fuckable game.
Really? Still no option to kill father? No? Still no. That's still a no. Because that's literally what... Yeah, that's literally what I do with the first approach of the game, of the story, to be honest. Yeah, let's just get rid of father. The creature closed her eyes for a few seconds. Her hands delicately pressed against her heart.
Although expecting such a reply, this is no less painful to hear. Is there any chance that I could change your mind? None, my decision is made. I know that you want to do your best, but it is high time we put an end to this aberration. If it is impossible to fight against fate, what is the point of trying again? No matter what I do, I will only fall into the same traps again. Ultimately, there is nothing waiting for me except the violent and lonely death.
Because of stupid decisions.
I cannot take it anymore. I feel so tired, so tired I was going to need to close my eyelids and savor the silence of eternity. Grant me the rest, only you can do so. I remain skeptical. I thought suicide was seen as inconceivable by your peers. I ready to preach against God.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's a sin, supposedly, right?
I'm all too aware of the taboo I'm about to break. My life is not supposed to belong to me entirely, and that is exactly the only form of rebellion I have left. By eliminating myself, I cause good harm. I prove to him that he does not have absolute control over me, that I still can slip out his grasp. Naturally, my body will be exhibited, dragged in public and denied a grave.
Wow.
I'll certainly be cursed for daring contest the natural tendency we'll have. But after the hardships, I've passed the point of no return. I do not care. Nothing matters anymore. I don't care if I go to hell. It cannot be that much worse than here. And who knows, maybe the devil will turn out to be less tyrannical.
I literally can't stand her.
I'm only asking you to give me a strong poison so that I can be sure I will pass away fast and cleanly.
How about you not make her participate in that? How about that, huh? Even you are not even capable of eliminating yourself on your own? Oh, go freak yourself. Ridiculous.
Very well, I never go back on my word and I promise to serve you to the end. It is not for me to judge your actions.
That is not suicide. No. She literally asked someone else to give her the poison. This is not suicide. You literally make Medea's hands dirty with your blood here. Pathetic.
Thank you so much!
Dude, I can't stand that freaking stupid wannabe princess. Saying Medea handed her a small vial.
Once you have swallowed the entirety of this concoction, it will be almost instantaneous. Homemade recipe, even the biggest dose of cyanide is not as effective.
You should have given her something that would make her freaking suffer.
Do you regularly experiment with toxic substances? I'm not in the mood to answer such questions. Bitch. Forgive me, I was trying to make a corpse for the last brooding.
The creature turned around, morose.
It is difficult to find the strength to jest when your prodigy is about to take her own life. And not by her own hands, really.
Realizing that it pained her godmother to obey her, the young woman quietly approached her back and embraced her.
Medea! I've been happy to have you by my side during this journey. Thank you for saving me so many times.
She shouldn't have.
It was my pleasure. I hope you will not hold against me, but I cannot witness your demise. I'll leave you now.
Good. Once after, the fairy disappeared in a cloud of smoke. The night silence imposed itself. Kionna then grabbed the vial between her thumb and forefinger and examined its contents in the moonlight. Dude, in before someone else drinks that thing. This place is lovely, but... give it to your father.
This place is lovely, but I cannot stay here. A guard might spot me. If I have to pass away, it has to be in my room. If only I could lie down in a bed of roses and let myself rot away with them, gracefully, slowly. What a pitiful death that would be. Too bad reality is not as romantic.
I totally thought it was going to be an outro over here. What the heck? So good looking now. The background, I mean. With solemn look, she stood straight and slowly walked through the dark corridors. Her head slightly down, her hands clasped, she improvised a funeral procession by mentally reciting psalms. Who the fuck knows psalms by freaking memory? Or should I say by heart? It seemed that the stone pillars were swaying alongside her, as if the whole castle had become a ship. Karen's boat. The lunar presence was wavering behind its veils of clouds, sometimes plunging her path into darkness, sometimes lighting it with certainties. She even thought she was hearing the church's bells in the distance, ringing a... Did it just jump? Is it a loop, which is not perfect? Now I'm curious. Yeah, it jumped. Totally noticed that. Let's go. She even thought she was hearing the church's bells in the distance, ringing, echoing in her head, calling her. And her shadow accompanied her still. Hugging the walls behind her like a priest was the disturbing silhouette, going to absolve her sins. Finally, a woman entered her room and headed towards ceaselessly. She knelt, carried by light, her head tilted, her hands joined in a gesture of prayer. The world seemed to be revolving around her as she was keeping her eyes closed, imploring. I mean, in her head, to be fair, she always thought that the world revolves around her.
Lord, have mercy on me.
No! The Lord has spoken. I bet. No, the Lord is busy with watching snooker this time around. Once this ritual was complete, she rose and sighed, filled with both apprehension and determination. Just as she was uncorking the bottle with a small squeak, a curse on her lips, she thought she heard footsteps. Yeah, that freaking smile you called it. It makes her so punchable. You know what I mean? if a guy smile like that, oof, punch in the face right off the bat. I mean, it's not a smile, but whatever. Like it's a cocky grin of sorts. Unsettled, she directed her gaze towards the door moments before it collided with the wall. She jumped by reflex. Oh, she's pissed. With a scarlet face, Nahima barged into the room like a storm breathless.
Put that harmful elixir down at once! Nahima, what are you doing here? I asked you to go to sleep. And let you commit this disgrace. How would I even be able to look at myself in the mirror knowing I have failed in promise I made to your mother? What you to say? Would she say in heaven?
Both of you to assume she's in heaven.
I don't know what you're imagining exactly, but it's not the time to bother me. Quite the contrary! It seems like I'm just at the right moment. Put down the devil's beverage and we shall talk! I don't want to talk. Leave me alone. You would not be able to understand. You fucking bad! How dare...
The princess' exasperation only angered her retainer even more. To her great surprise, Nahima suddenly shouted as she was coming closer.
You are the one who cannot understand, bitch! You don't know what it's like to be ignored, let out like a child! You don't know the frustration about the thought of seeing someone you love destroy herself while refusing help, bitch!
Wait, does she remember?
As if I enjoyed pushing you away. What do you believe? That I did not think about it beforehand? There's nothing you can do for me. Nothing. You cannot... you do not even know what you're talking about. I mustn't know what you've been through in my absence, but you're wrong. I know your powers. I know your burden. I know your way.
I mean, she actually doesn't have any powers, just saying, but...
I know what waves on your mind.
Nothing. Because she has no brain.
Liar! Nobody but me keeps the memory of what happened. It is my curse, my punishment for abusing my godmother's magic before she had warned me. You're the only one who deserves the very services. I do have an agreement with Lady Medea, bitch! And it's precisely because I know you're suffering that I would determined to save you from yourself!
Not giving Kionna a chance to react, Nahima came to blows. She took herself forward to snatch the vial out of her hands. The princess resisted. Which we know she should not be good at, by the way. Attempting to prevent both her friend from seizing it and the poison from spilling.
Do not give in to the demon, princess!
I mean, she's the demon herself.
Do not listen to him, you must not only on chance to go to the heaven!
I mean, she will not go to heaven, we already know that, come on.
What are you trying to accomplish by intervening like this? Reduce to nothing what a little control I have left of my own existence. Stop hiding behind high ideals. I don't want to be saved. I want peace.
The two young women were now fighting each other in earnest. Realizing that her mistress would not listen to her, the lady-in-waiting decided to go all in.
You can all say all you want. It will never discourage me from trying, you bitch!
Let's go! In a last-ditch effort, she violently pushed Kionna on the ground. At every moment, the beverage slipped out of her hands and she caught it in midair.
Forgive me, princess. I would rather take that potion myself than see you do the same! Nahima, hold on!
To her terror, she gulped down the liquid in one go before her very own eyes. I mean, just saying, you could have opened it and threw out the window, but sure, just... She only had time to pick herself up and rush toward the friend as the first spasms were manifesting.
Nahima, what have you done?
The young mother collapsed in her arms, suffocating.
I'm sorry. This is all an idiot like me can do.
I mean, the one you are supposedly serving is a bigger idiot than you are.
But to sacrifice her, why? Why?
But then again, I mean, you could have just thrown it out of the window, just saying.
Sorry,
As speaking has been made difficult due to the increasingly extreme convulsions, she stared at the princess with a painful smile.
I've always...
She could not finish the sentence, she had already lost consciousness. Helpless and horrified, Kionna witnessed the person who had been dearest to her die in a horrible way. you say dearest, but to be fair, she's always been pushed away.
Just saying. Just saying. Just wanted to point this out. Why do you have always to try to be a hero?
What? Once again, by the way, Kionna's decision, Kionna's choice of sorts seems to be a shitty one. Now with that goddamn potion. Everything had happened so fast it was surreal. Despite the fact that Nightmare was no longer breathing, she could not resolve to accept reality. Tears were already forming her eyes. The dam was only waiting for a trigger, a small detail, to break completely. As she was stroking Nahima's cheek, she realized that her skin was slowly but surely losing its warmth. Images from the past came back to her by the dozen, each only lasting a few ephemeral seconds. She thus recalled that, as a little child, she had slept in the same bed as her friend because she was scared of the dark. Wow. She had felt her soothing presence, her warmth, upon comforting her in the previous timeline too. So I was never scared of dark. Even after the story I told in one of the previous episodes. I actually like darkness. Anywho. The roles might have been reversed, but the most important thing had persisted in the face of adversity. Why was she only realizing it now? It was now too late. Never again would she see Nahima smile. Never again would she feel this gentle warmth in her arms. She had just lost everything. Kionna could not hold back her distress any longer, so she wailed, she sobbed, she cried her eyes out. Indifferent to the uproar that was raised in the corridor, she hugged the lifeless body of the retainer, holding her as tight as she could, as if she was still harboring the hope of seeing her awake.
This is my fault, is it not?
Yes.
You died because I put you in danger by asking my godmother that favor.
Yes, it is your fault.
And that is precisely the situation I wanted to avoid.
That is a situation you haven't even thought about.
I thought that by distancing myself from you, by taking you out of this, I would not have to make you suffer.
Okay, then don't bullshit us here. You've never thought of that.
I thought I could bear this better than now. I was wrong. By trying to protect you, I managed to encourage you to do reckless things.
Drops of despair fell down on the Dickie's face. She looked like a dismantled doll. A doll with frozen lips. In the distance, guards and servants alike were rushing around, alarmed by the din caused by their fight.
Forgive me, Nahima. Forgive me. No, I will never forgive you.
As the door was being opened once more to let the worried subject storm in the room, the princess yelled with all her strength,
Medea!
At this moment, time stopped, then everything became black.
Very well. The wheel of fate should spin once more.
Achievement unlocked, sacrifice.
And you cycle a new marker per game. Let us go back to the turning point. Let us go back to the crossroads. What choice will you make this time? What shitty choice you will make? You dumb bus. Find out in the next episode of Chronotopia Second Skin. Probably coming tomorrow.
My god. Like everything she does backfires because of how stupid her decisions are. You'd think she would learn a lesson, that something would backfire at her. But no. If she wanted... I mean, in this case, really, if she wanted this to not backfire, she should have drunk the potion immediately after receiving that. The fact that she lost the brawl, not surprising at all. We know she's like well, not a strong girl physically, mentally as well. With actually, now to think about it, mentally she might be actually strong, I guess, given the fact that she died so many times and still repeats stuff. But well, still doesn't change the fact that she's dumb as heck. We are almost at 50% of achievements. Woo! One more to go. Yeah, let's end it. Let's end it. I wish I could record more today, but sadly I cannot. Yeah. With that being said, hope you enjoyed the video at least a little bit. The game is linked in the description in case you want to blast through it on your own faster. And with that being said, hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye bye.